All right, we are here for episode of Game Chat. We have officially locked in on that title, I believe, or name. Does that sound right, Bear?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, we got it.
we are with one of the, how should I say this, universally liked people in the entire golf community here. Um, He goes by the name of Gamer Ability. You may know him as Sixpenny. You may know him as Ryan Gamer. You will certainly recognize his voice, whether it's from a tutorial or whether it's from his Twitch streams. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of people who just even listen to him on a car ride home because his voice is, so notable in the community. But let's welcome Ryan Gamer to Game Chat.
Yes, well, thank you all so much for having me, and what a kind introduction. Thank you for the kind words. You all are legends. It's great to be on here. Game chat with Kilbride, Bear, these legends here. But I appreciate you all.
Oh,
It's going to be
no
a lot of
problem.
fun. It was great. We got to be the very first two for the face cam reveal, and it was. Let me tell you, I'm glad I had the sunglasses on because it was like staring directly into the sun. It was so glorious. It's a shame that our viewers didn't get a chance to see it, but again, thank you for joining us and thank you for letting us get that glimpse.
So I think one of the things that yeah, thank you. One of the things that we're trying to get out of this series is kind of learn about how people started in gaming. Where did they start? Have you been gaming as long as you can remember? I think Bear and I could probably say that, and I bet you a lot of the people in the community. So, what was your first gaming memory? Console or game that you remember playing the most, and really was like, hey,
Yeah,
I love gaming.
that's a great question. Yeah, I've been gaming, ever since I would say probably, way back. We're talking about my first gaming console was probably original Nintendo. I want to say the
Hmm.
first game I ever remember playing was the first Mario, and also Tetris. So my dad and mom were actually big. They loved playing Tetris with each other. So I think Tetris might have been the first game that I played. I had no clue how to play it at that age, but I was able to play it. So then
Oh,
from
look,
that time
moving
on,
blocks.
yeah, moving blocks, rotating around. And then Mario was kind of the one I loved. Mario, Donkey Kong. Moving on through those, I played all of those multiple times, and then it wasn't really my when I really got into gaming was probably place the first PlayStation and Xbox, especially Xbox with PlayStation. I guess that would have been PlayStation 2. SOCOM Navy SEALs was I think my first shooter I ever played, and then moving on from there, I really got into shooters like Halo. Played everything like the Desert Storm, yeah, all the Mario's. I mean, honestly, there really wasn't a game I grew up I didn't play. Like
Please,
I would spend. Yeah, what is it?
please tell me you deep dived into SOCOM 2 online, and that was like the first time. Like you had to
Oh
get the
yeah,
expansion thing at the back of the
yep.
PlayStation to, get or like maybe they had, I think they might have just started having some wireless stuff. I was using dial up like
Yep.
Net Zero to get connected, but that
Yep.
game, I've dived over 1,000 hours personally in PGA, and I think we all, probably all three of us have, let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but SOCOM, oh my God, my parents were not pleased that that game came
Yeah.
out because there was so many hours that were deep into that
Yes.
game. That was such a great
It was.
online multiplayer
It
game.
was, and just playing for the first time, like in an online. I want to say that was the first game I ever played online. Was SOCOM, and competitively,
Hmm.
it was just an awesome experience. Yeah, and I would say that really got me into SOCOM. Was the one SOCOM and Halo really got me into like playing games. I started playing more story based games, open world
Hmm.
games. Uh, they became my favorite, so it kind of went on from there. And I put thousands of hours in Skyrim, thousands of
Ooh.
hours in. I played each Mass Effect. Would if I had to say my favorite game series would probably be Mass Effect, Tomb
Hmm.
Raider, Skyrim would be up there. Now Horizon Forbidden West. Another bonk. Bear artists because I do love the main characters. I love Laura Croft. She's one of my favorites, and Aloy and Horizon Forbidden West. So
Bear's been bonking since like the Little Mermaid came out on like Super Nintendo, I'm sure.
yep, yep.
Hey, listen, Jasmine helped me through a lot. Okay, I learned a lot.
Oh man.
But gamer, you get to come in. You call us legends, but you're the true legend in here with the YouTube channel. What was kind of the inspiration? Who was the first creator you remember watching on YouTube and going, I like this. This is something I want to do.
Yeah. Well, hey, I appreciate those kind words. And honestly, the first creator that I watched and really loved probably would have been Dakota's. Dakota was one. He was big into. This would have been.
YouTuber?
It wasn't. He was a Twitch streamer and YouTuber. But early he got big on Fortnite. That was kind of the game that really got big. But even before that, he was still semi-popular. I wouldn't say he wasn't like 10,000 viewers, which what he has now. But he still had a pretty fair community. Actually, I would consider a really big community, 100 to 200 viewers. But he started playing the first ever battle royale. It was PUBG. And then there was another one, kind of a
H1Z1 or something?
H1Z1. So that was
Yeah,
what he was big into. But I always loved Dakota's like positive attitude, the way he always carried himself positive. He didn't use a face cam, so he was always straight onto the gameplay and like his voice. It was all about his voice. And he ended up using a face cam later on, but now he actually has it turned off. So he goes back and forth on it. So he was one of the big ones, but also Pete in the PGA world. There's tons. I mean, I have to give big credit to Crazy Canuck 1985, the first ever PGA streamer that I ever watched, YouTuber that I ever watched. Taffman, Taff 1980 was one of the original streamers as well for PGA. Doesn't stream as much anymore. I think it's Taff 1980. I think that's his numbers. But he was one of them, and then Seamount for Life and Zane. So those were the big ones that like I've been watching for so long, and I'm like, I love their content and I want to do this. So I was like, I want to create a positive gaming environment. There's so many environments out there where with raging negativity, and I wanted to be a family friendly, positive set of gamers and help people learn video games. And that's where Gamerability started. It actually started as a website. Took me 6 months to create because I made
as we discovered today.
Yes, right.
Yeah. Why is that buried, gamer?
Yeah,
I know. So you all make a good point. So many people said I didn't know you had a website because I don't do a good job advertising it. So that's actually where I started. I started with a website and then created a YouTube channel for the reasons that I said, and I posted a video game review. I posted F1 2020 review, and then I posted a few other highlight videos for golf club and sports games and such. And it wasn't till, YouTube is an interesting place because like, when you first post videos, you're like, you may get one view in like 2 weeks or something like that. And then, you keep posting. And then it wasn't till I posted a Marvel campaign video, the part one, like what I would consider blew up, and we got a lot of subscribers from it. And then that was kind of the first video that took off. But that's kind of where it started. And then now I was streaming on YouTube, then decided to switch to Twitch because the Twitch community was amazing. And it was the Killer Bees Match Play Invitational. So I started streaming on Twitch and loved it, and ended up staying over on Twitch for streaming. I still stream occasionally on YouTube, but we're talking like once every 6 months or something.
Right. You just celebrated your 2-year anniversary over there. Is that right?
Yes. 2-year anniversary.
Very nice. So was that like, did this like kind of get, it obviously sounds like you started watching, and I think that's kind of where everyone everyone who ends up streaming or making content, begins to like, oh yeah, like I really enjoy watching these videos or watching these streamers. And then like, I kind of want to do something similar, but with my own twist. And you mentioned Dakota, and you clearly have made that positive brand and done a fantastic job of it, like seriously second to none in our community. And,
Appreciate that.
was it like partly because like hate to use it, but I'm sure just about half the community at the beginning of like COVID was like, oh, you know what, I'm home more and I have more time. So like, was that kind of like that
Yes,
timeline?
that,
Hey,
that's
I can
exactly
take a
why it
few
started.
hours.
Yep. So I at the time I was working actually in the clinic before I moved to doing research. So when I was working in the clinic, I didn't really have time. I had time to game when I got home and stuff, but not time to like create content. So the COVID happened, so I was out off for 6 months. So I
Mm.
used that time to create the website, create content, and I actually had a lot of extra time. I don't have as much extra time anymore, but I transitioned to work from home and spend a lot of time doing content. And so that's kind of how that happened. So yeah, the pandemic really did lead me to create it. I probably never would have created it if it wasn't for the pandemic.
That's one of the blessings, I'm sure, to come out of the pandemic. I mean,
Yeah.
I shouldn't say blessings, silver linings, I suppose, to come
Yeah.
out of the
Yeah.
pandemic is like people are, more productive. They have that time at home and they can, make the best of it. Like you have a schedule where you're, what is it, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like at noon or
Monday,
something like
Wednesday, Friday.
Monday, Wednesday,
Yeah.
Friday.
Monday was Friday.
There you go. Bear knows better than
Yep.
I do.
There knows. Yeah.
Um,
Sometimes a pop up Tuesday if the
Yeah, I
schedule's
mean, I feel like
free.
there's so many
Yeah.
pop-ups lately, it confuses me, but
There has been.
like
Yeah.
those midday streams, like having that luxury to do that and it's during the middle of the quote unquote normal work hours,
Yeah.
where it makes
Yeah.
it difficult. There's not too many people that can kind of commit to that, so it certainly is a nice benefit for you and you've clearly been crushing it, so that's kind
Yeah.
of cool to
Well,
hear.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I love it. I love to create content. I love the community. It's always a big time sink. But what I always say with content, whether it's especially on YouTube, YouTube is all about repetition. It's all about keeping steady content out there. Keep just
Hmm.
posting, even if you have any time, just post a video. Consistency is key on YouTube. It takes like hundreds and hundreds of videos before YouTube even really puts you in their algorithm. So it's consistency is, I think, a big part of numerous reasons, but that's a big part of the channel's growth and just the community just being awesome.
So as part of someone who's been in both worlds of Twitch and YouTube, what do you prefer to make? Do you prefer the live stream? Do you prefer to make that long form
That was
content
my
of your
next
course
question, Bear.
reviews?
You read my mind.
Take
Yeah,
that. I am also a mind reader. People don't realize that, but and you've mentioned it a little bit within both of those chats. But I think for people that are just getting to know you,
yeah.
which of those forms do you like?
That's such a great question. And
I'm on the board.
it's so hard. I'm trying to. I love them both, but I will say I feel like Twitch feels easier, like in a live stream, because there's that interaction with chat. Like a lot of times, chat leads like some of the conversations and how things lead to. So in live streams, I feel like uh, there's a little less of you coming up with stuff on the spot. And then also live streams, you don't have to worry about editing. You don't have to worry about anything. You just hit the live button and play your game, switch your
Hmm.
titles, and just have a good time, right? And create entertainment for people. Now on YouTube side though, when I first started on YouTube, I mean, you can go back and watch some of my old videos. I was so nervous, and like not only that, I've always been one to talk when I play, but like it wasn't very. I was just kind of throwing stuff out there at the time. But the more I did it, I started to learn like how to respond better and just create more entertainment throughout. But yeah, I would say YouTube is definitely a lot harder for me. So I guess I would say it's hard to say which one I like more, but probably I love the interaction with live streams. A little bit easier to Twitch stream as far as uh, video. YouTube, you create a video, like for example, that video I made this today about everything we know about PGA 2K23. That took me, like, we're talking about countless hours this week, not only to write it, but then to edit it and
Mm-hmm.
create all the different words and everything that go along with it. I love to do that, but the hours that it takes is, it can be a lot. Like we're talking this week, I probably spent, I don't know, 40 hours on it or something like that, like
Wow.
nights and
It's,
such. So like,
it shows though, and it has to be so rewarding when you finally have that final product with all the cuts, with all the I mean,
yeah,
transitions, overlays, text if it's popping up or whatever, like I don't know, so many different things goes into editing a
yeah,
video. Like Bear and I have like briefly dipped our toes into YouTube as well, but those really well professionally made YouTube videos that like it's concise but it's to the point and you're hitting everything, and even though it may only be a 4-minute video, like you said, it could take 40 hours. I mean, I don't know
yeah,
how long the one you posted today was, but somewhere of that nature, it could take that long, but it also
yeah.
lives out there forever. So you
It
have people
does.
clicking on it, at least in the next few weeks leading up to the game, and
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll gain traction after the game too.
And that's one thing that I do love, like speaking about YouTube and Twitch conversation, like that is one thing I love about YouTube is that it's always on there versus Twitch. My
Mm,
VODs are only on there for 2 weeks, right? So
right.
like that's I've been through a lot of back and forth discussions with a few of my friends and a few people that I talk about content with, and Doc as well, about which one should I stream on, right? In the long term. And one of the benefits of YouTube is that it's always there. The VODs are always there. So I'm not going to make that switch, I don't think. But it has. I feel like the same conversation comes up in meetings like every few months. But it's always Twitch is the decision. So until that changes,
Hmm.
I don't see it changing. But
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to get the best of both worlds, and I think that's the correct way to do it, really. Like Twitch just seems like a far superior streaming platform. It's much more user
yes,
friendly,
yep,
it even, I remember there was that transition period where like Courage JD, Tim the Tap Man moved from Twitch to YouTube, right? And
yeah,
maybe I would click on their streams every once in a while. It took me 10 minutes to figure out how to watch a YouTube stream as opposed to logging on. Like, like I typed Courage JD and I'm like, I still can't figure out how to watch this stream. So like the UI on YouTube, as much as I love
yeah,
Google and I invest in Google, so it's not that I'm again anti-Google by any means. It
yeah,
just, it's Twitch is really, really superior. The channel point, stuff available, I mean, I guess they both have emotes. It seems cleaner and more professional. And that way, and tackling two different places, you're getting people who only click on Twitch and you're getting people that only click on YouTube, as opposed to
yeah.
some who click on both. So I think it's a smart move.
Gamer hates the
Yeah.
YouTube bots too.
Yeah, the YouTube bots, like you think Twitch bots are worse, are bad, like YouTube, they're so bad. Like that's actually Barry brings up a good point. One of the reasons I switched over to Twitch was because I got so frustrated with the bots, because even if you have stream elements on, they still subscribe. They wait for, even if you put it in subscriber mode for an hour, they will sit there and wait for an hour and then you'll get spammed.
Hmm.
It's the bots are really bad on YouTube. But yeah, I think that Twitch, I think YouTube has a long way to go on live streaming platform. And people come to Twitch to watch live streams, right? They come to watch a long stream. People come to YouTube to watch videos. When they click on your live stream and they're only there for like 5 minutes, it actually hurts your stats. So there's other things you have to worry about as well.
So maybe kind of picking off of the stats and things like
Yeah.
that. When do you decide as a content creator to kill a series? Because you have
Yeah.
all of these series that you start and then depending on if you're not feeling it, if there's not viewers, I guess kind of go into what
Yeah.
makes you decide that we're killing this series.
Yeah, so it's always a really tough decision to make because on the way that YouTube works, your first two videos in a series, like for my channel anyways, the first two videos do well. The third and fourth, you decrease by about 50%, 25%, and then so on. So
Hmm.
it's always a really tough decision to make. So I battle that all the time. But yeah, my usually rule of thumb is I look at how the first two videos in the series are doing. So after a month or so, or usually I look after 2 weeks. That's a little bit early, but I do. So at the 2 week mark, I'll look, how's the series doing? Not only how is the series doing now when I post a video, but how is the first video in the series? Because if the first video in the series is still getting good viewage every single day, it makes sense to keep that series going because those new people will funnel into
Right.
the other videos, even though they're not doing great at first. For example, MLB The Show is the longest running one on the channel as a career mode series. That's because even last year's MLB The Show series is still getting good views overall.
Hmm.
So like, and then the first 10 episodes of MLB The Show are getting good views every day, so that brings people into my new videos. Even though if you look at my, you can go to my channel page and you can look at MLB The Show compared to my other content. In the first hour, it's way different than all my other videos, or even the first 24 hours. And that's not a red flag for me because I'm looking at the health of the series overall. Uh, on the other note of that, an example of when I stopped was Formula One, right? So Formula One is a series that was there for 4 videos, and that is because the first two episodes died. So nobody was clicking on it. Nobody was clicking the like button. So those are big like red flags to stop a series, right? I'm trying to think. The NHL series was one I always regret not continuing because it still gets views like those
Hmm.
first few episodes, and I stopped it. Once you get behind on a series, when you get busy, you have all this stuff you're working on, you just don't have the time. So time is a factor as well. Uh, yeah, so that's a good question. I think it's hard. So
Yeah.
what I say is look at it after 2 weeks, and then after 2 weeks, keep looking at it every 2 weeks and see how that first video is doing. When the first 2 or 3 videos die, that's when it's time to just stick to your series that are working.
You
And
keeping
if
track
you
of the good questions over there, Bear?
Might be.
well, and if the series if and what I say if the series is not working, like if so
Mhm,
say you have a channel and none of the series like the video series are taking off, just
mhm.
keep posting is what I tell.
Right.
Yeah, when you're new, just keep posting. Like who cares? Just keep posting, keep getting content on YouTube. They're gonna put you in the algorithm. One video is gonna take off.
At the end of the day, you're getting reps too, which is the most important
Yeah,
thing probably at the beginning when you're starting a
exactly.
YouTube channel because you have to get more comfortable talking. You have to know, maybe where to cut or,
Yeah,
do certain things and, make things a little bit quicker, the dead air, the dead time, whatever. So
yeah.
that at the beginning, definitely the reps is what matters. So one question, I think I know the answer, but maybe I don't. What is your favorite game to stream or record or play in general? Like maybe it's all one the same, maybe it's completely different for all three. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like for content purposes on YouTube and Twitch has to be PGA. I love it. I love the interaction that you can have with the community. I love it's just such a great game and it's so fun. There's so much with the new courses and everything. I would say that's probably my favorite content creation or especially any type of sports game, but PGA is at the top of the list. Now as far as like not on stream,
Mm.
whatever Doc likes to play. So my wife Doc, Warzone. She loves Warzone. We don't play as much anymore. But when I'm not playing with Doc, it's open world games. So like Horizon Forbidden West, Ghost of Tsushima, go back through the Mass Effects. I love open world games. Those are my
When are we getting
favorite
the
games.
doc channel?
The Doc channel, I know. We've thought about games with Doc as a channel. So maybe one of these days.
Just throw,
Is Doc close? Is she within earshot?
What is it?
Is Doc close right now? My
Yeah,
next
she can.
question.
Yeah, she's right
Okay.
next to me.
Okay. Who's the better gamer out of you two?
Who's the better gamer out of us two?
Mhm.
So I am actually the better gamer, but I've been playing longer.
Not her.
Yeah, there's the Lucas and no,
Luca.
But yeah, I played longer. So she actually didn't start playing until she met me. So she played a little bit like Mortal Kombat and stuff growing up, but it wasn't until she met me. Like I always talked about gaming. It's like gaming's always to me. It's like people have hobbies, right? Some people like to watch TV. Some people like to go outside. I was into gaming, so like that's I really yeah I really didn't start like getting like because I didn't have or Doc didn't really start getting into it till about 6 or 7 years ago, like when she really took off into it.
So if you had to give one up, and this might be the toughest question I have, you got to give up gaming or Patrick Mahomes.
Got him! Got him!
Okay, see, I thought you were going somewhere.
You thought I was
different.
going to say
Yeah,
Doc. No.
Yeah,
no,
I thought
I'm
that
going
same
Patrick
thing.
Mahomes.
Gaming or Patrick Mahomes? I don't think I could give up gaming, and I do love Patrick Mahomes, so I think I have to choose gaming because I could still play with as Patrick
All
Mahomes and
right,
Madden.
Kansas City. Looks like we got to fire up those trades.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's such a tough question.
I told you that's the toughest question.
We liking the Chiefs this year?
Oh yeah, I'm feeling good about the Chiefs. I think their defense is going to be questionable and not good, but our offense is going to have to score about 30 points a game to win.
Who's their star receiver this year outside of Kelsey? Is it going to be Moore? Is it going to be Juju?
I think that Juju is going to have a really good year. I think Juju's going to have a really good year. I mean, I also think McCole Hardman is going to step up. So he's another one I think who's going to actually have a good year as well. But with Mahomes, anybody can have a big year. And I miss Tyreek Hill though, but Mahomes can do it. So
should be a fun season. Except for Browns fans. Anyways, Bye, Bear. Oh man, I'm gonna laugh too hard and wake up the kid.
I can't say anything. I'm a Reds fan, so.
One last question I did have was, what was your has golf always been a huge part of your gaming reportoire? Like, were you big on the old Tiger Woods games and like?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I used to play those games so much. So I played all the Tiger Woods games, even like the Super Nintendo golf games, like those little pixel. I couldn't tell you the names of them. One of them was Kirby's Dream Course, which I used to play a lot of as well. But yeah, I've been playing them, and then I played the whole golf club series ever since.
Okay, so you played Golf Club 1, 2, and TGC 2. Nice.
I started TGC Tours on the golf club. So that was my first. I found it on Google, actually. I can't remember if I found it on Google or Crazy Canucks YouTube video. He used to do Canucks course critiques, is what he used to call them when he first started the YouTube.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing the Sixpenny name on some clips from those older golf club days, if I remember correctly. Maybe it was on your YouTube or something, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And this will be my last question. We could go on all night. We could talk about the new game, but you created a great video. We're going to make sure we've got that link down. We're going to make sure we link your website so people can find
the website.
I appreciate that.
But probably the most important question: why do you keep ducking in all these match plays?
Why do I keep ducking you in the match plays? Well, I'm scared of you.
It's been 2 years.
I'm scared of you. I know. I guess I'm just scared of you. We had our finally big chance against Jimmy Boredom. And, I don't usually get, like, sad or stuff when I lose in games. Like, I just never really have. I've always, like, considered game, I want to have fun with games. But, like, I was sad after that match because after Jimmy beat me, I wanted to play against Bear so bad in that next round. And I was actually sad. I actually sent Bear a message saying, sorry, didn't win. But, like, I was really crushed. I really wanted to win that one. So, yeah, I do keep dying. Apparently, I just can't, like, if I have to face you, I would rather just lose because I know I'm going to get crushed.
That's what I feel like we need to, at least in this next 2 months of the old game. We can't go an entire game cycle, 2 years, multiple bees knees matches, multiple alt shots, a true sim match play, everything. We've never faced each other head to head.
I know. Yep. The odds of that are just so low.
It's pretty impressive.
Yep.
I know.
But he likes me much better because we played twice within the past month, Bear. although
That is true.
although you wouldn't think he liked me in the first match because he absolutely beat me down like 15 under through 16 or something.
That match was insane. That's the best I've ever played. But then, hey, you got me back in True Sim.
That's true.
Big time.
That's true. We split them. We split the difference.
So you two have to have a rubber match now.
Yeah.
We'll have to see what the first match play event is of 2K23, or maybe no. Are you completely out of the True Sim Gamer? Can you come out of the losers bracket?
Well, that reminds. No, I should have another match against Mikey Angelo Gaming, but Mikey Angelo is insane at True Sim. So, with the way I putt in True Sim, especially in the last match against you, Kilbride, I'm in trouble.
Yeah. Well.
Yep.
Luck of the draw. You never know. True sim. Anything can happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Gamer, for hopping on. Everyone, this is Gamer Ability. Bear's going to put the socials, including his website that we just found out about today, all over the place. Make sure you go follow Gamer Ability. I'm sure everyone watching this probably already has, but if you haven't, definitely a must follow. One of the best people in the community. Thanks again, Ryan.
Hey, well, thank you all so much for having me, and you all are awesome. Thanks for all you do for the community, and just a closing thought for just all the content creators, especially if you're starting to create content on YouTube or you want to. My big advice is just keep creating, create the content you want, keep getting better each day, keep working on your just creating the right content, and at the end of the day, the content you like. And whenever you watch YouTube, make sure you watch all videos to the end and drop a like on all the videos. Even if you don't necessarily like the video very much, you're really helping out the creators. It's the biggest thing you can do when you see a creator you like post a video. Go in there right away, watch it to the end. YouTube's biggest stats are be there first hour. How big does it do? You can increase by about 125% stats if that video in the first hour, a lot of your subscribers go in, watch it to the end and drop a like. So just keep doing what you do. But appreciate you all. You all are legends. Thanks for having me. This has been awesome.
Gamer.